Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ridge pushes Eric for a subscribe, Finn and Bridget's critical step. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers recap for Thursday, December 21st, reveals that John Finnegan was concerned about Eric Forrester's threat of injection and got Bridget Forrester to agree he demanded to be removed from the ventilator moment. At the Forrester manse, Steffi Forrester stressed she was wrong to press Ridge Forrester into the experimental procedure, but Ridge acted like there was no point in alternate guessing effects now. Brooke Logan set up Stephanie Forrester's old Bible and read a passage from it as she tried to offer comfort. Bridget ultimately called Ridge and Bear Enterprises about infection among other problems. Eric demanded to be taken off the ventilator, but Ridge wondered if it was too soon. Bridget couldn't give Eric a definitive answer, but she pushed him to get to the sanitarium so they could bandy it. Ridge gave Brooke and Steffi updates on his phone discussion before they all headed over there. Back in Eric's room, Finn spoke to his unconscious case and gave him a little vim talk about demanding to breathe on his own. In the design office, Zend Forrester Dominguez vented to Luna Nozawa about R.J. Forrester getting the chance to finish Eric's collection rather of him. Still, Zend eventually claimed the only thing that signified now was Eric coming home to all of them. It was just tough for Zend since he felt helpless and wished he could do commodity for his granddad. After Ridge called with news about Eric demanding to come off the ventilator, Zend hoped his forefather could breathe on his own. Luna chose to stay positive, so Zend gushed over how bright and non-judgmental she was. Since Luna had so numerous great rates, Zend could see why RJ was crazy about her. Once Zend said RJ was a smart Joe, he added that RJ was lucky to have Luna. Back at the sanitarium, Bridget spoke to Ridge, Steffi and Brooke about the significance of removing Eric from the ventilator. Ridge asked if Bridget was sure it was the right move, but she felt it was the only move they had at this point. Coming on Thursday's B&B occasion, Brooke spoke sweetly to unconscious Eric and mentioned that Donna Logan, Jennifer Garais, would be back from the tabernacle soon. Bridget cried and promised they were doing everything they could to help. Steffi also got teary and hoped that Eric wouldn't be upset with them for not being suitable to let him go. Ridge said perhaps it wasn't Eric's time and suggested a phenomenon might give Eric back the life he merited, a life not attached to all the machines and cables. Ridge told Eric that the Croakers wanted to take him off the ventilator and get him breathing on his own. It would put Eric a step closer to singing, dancing, creating and drinking martinis again. Although Ridge knew it was scary, he claimed Eric wasn't alone and that everyone was pulling for him. That said, Ridge refocused out that Eric had to fight and prompted him to show them a sign. Eric suddenly began fluttering his eyes as he tried to open them, so Ridge and the others looked hopeful. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Eric's loved bones will do their stylish to believe he's going to make it, so stay tuned. Eric's last chance to breathe, Ridge's high-stakes decision. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Friday, December 22nd, reveal that Ridge Forrester and the others will have some stopgap now that Eric Forrester has shown some signs of life. Eric's eyes have been fluttering a bit, so Ridge, Brooke Logan, Steffi Forrester now have commodity positive to cleave to. Bridget Forrester and John Finnegan feel hopeful as well, but there are still no guarantees about what happens coming. Finn and Bridget are in agreement that Eric needs to come off the ventilator due to pitfalls of pneumonia and all feathers of other issues. It could be now or no way as far as Finn's concerned, so he stressed the significance of this on Friday's occasion. Donna Logan has been in the tabernacle, but she hopefully return and come part of this pivotal discussion soon. Still, it all comes down to Ridge since he's got medical power of attorney and remains in charge of Eric's opinions. B&B spoilers say Eric will lose knowledge again as he relies on machines to survive, so each that fluttering doesn't mean he'll wake up just yet. It was just a hint of stopgap that Ridge and the others will try to work with. As Ridge prepares to give the green light on taking Eric off the ventilator, he'll suppose back on happier times. Some warm recollections will be participated before Ridge presumably gives Finn authorization to take Eric off life support. Of course, this could be enough high-stakes situation once Ridge leaves Eric's fate in his own hands. Still, Ridge may contend they need to admire his wishes and let him pass over to the other side permanently if Eric can't breathe on his own. Friday's thriller may involve Eric's loved bones gathered around his bedside as they stay to see if he'll survive after the draw's pulled. The bold and the beautiful spoilers allude that Eric will prove he's a fighter, so stay tuned for updates on the good news that's brewing. Finn and Bridget's next move, Zend confides in Luna, Eric blinks. The bold and the beautiful recap for Thursday, December 22, 2023, indicate that Bridget Forrester is having a hard time seeing Eric Forrester on life support. The bold and the beautiful recap highlights Bridget is upset about Eric getting pneumonia. Eric needs to be taken off the ventilator as soon as possible. Steffi Forrester wonders if they made a mistake by asking Ridge Forrester to try this procedure. Zend Forrester tells Luna Nozawa that he stopped in and saw Eric this morning. Zend Forrester opens up. Zend tells Luna that he needs to do commodity for his forefather. Luna feels for him since he cannot finish the collection for him. Zend admires Eric nearly further than anyone. Eric has tutored him everything he knows about design. Luna knows that Zend feels passed over for RJ. Zend tells Luna that they're going to try to take Eric off the ventilator. Zend hopes that Eric can breathe on his own. Zend is upset about his forefather. Zend thanks Luna for letting him articulation. Zend can see why RJ Forrester is crazy about him. Zend goes on to compliment Luna more. B&B recap, Bridget Forrester and John Finnegan's next move. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Eric is at threat for several infections. Finn and Bridget need to remove Eric from the ventilator moment. Finn stays with Eric while Bridget reaches out to the family. They're ready to try to take him off the articulation. Finn tells Eric that he has confidence in him. He needs Eric to breathe on his own. Ridge and the family make it to the sanitarium. Steffi is still condemning herself. Brooke says Finn and Bridget wouldn't have suggested this if they didn't suppose he could handle it. Bridget says this is the only more they have. Brooke talks to Eric and tells him they're each there for him. Steffi talks to Eric and hopes he isn't worried with them. Ridge tells Eric they wanted to exhaust all possibilities because perhaps there's a phenomenon that will bring Eric back to them. Ridge tells Eric that they all want him to breathe on his own. Ridge says that will bring Eric back to his old tone. Eric has musketeers each over the world pulling for him, but he has to fight. Eric has to want this. Ridge tells him to show them a sign. Eric blinks his eyes. Ridge asks Eric if he's ready for them to take the ventilator off him. Steffi Forrester questions her decision. Steffi blames herself for Ridge not taking Eric off life support. Steffi cannot stand to suppose of him suffering. Ridge assures Steffi that she isn't the only bone who wanted to try this. Eric says it was his choice and he knew there were no guarantees. Steffi is still worried over Eric's situation. Eric would not want to live like this. Brooke Logan reads a passage from the Bible. Bridget calls and tells Ridge they want to try to take Eric off the ventilator. Bridget needs Eric at the sanitarium. Eric, Steffi, and Brooke head that way. Be sure to catch up on everything passing with B&B right now.